There's so many pools, I don't even know which one to choose. So our flight just got canceled 4 hours before departure.
Give it a go, don't waste your time, cause you're running out. Give it a go and ask her out. Only takes a try, yeah. Even if she tells you no, then at least you know. So give it a go, give it a go.
After having a blast in Trinidad, it was time to head to Panama City, Panama. Panama is well known for the Panama Canal. It was really neat how we could see the canal and the ships as we flew into Panama City. Welcome to Panama, baby! Panama gets the award for the most colorful airport. From the airport, we rented a car. This turned out to be a wise choice. The rental cars are pretty inexpensive and the roads are similar to what we're used to in the US. So it was really easy to drive in Panama. The thing we noticed right away was how beautiful Panama City was. The hotel was about 30 minutes from the airport. We drove through downtown and then we had to cross the Bridge of the Americas. The Bridge of the Americas is an icon in this area. It allows you to cross the Panama Canal. And this bridge was actually the first bridge to connect North and South America after the Panama Canal was built. After we crossed the bridge, we stopped at a little rest stop to take some pictures with the bridge. That's the Bridge of the Americas. It connects North and South America. Shortly after visiting the bridge, we arrived at our hotel. We got checked in right away and went up to see our room. Room tour!
Come into my suite.
Thank you, kind sir. So when you come in, you have a half bath. And then you have a living room / dining room. And then a full main suite. With a bathtub, closet, double vanity, and a shower and a toilet. But that's not all. Now it's time to look at the balcony. Mom. Mom. Ooh, wowzer. And if you're wondering why there's ships out there, that's because the Panama Canal is right over there. Oh, hello, sister. There's so many pools, I don't even know which one to choose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Time to get on my swimsuit. We went down to the pool and literally had the place to ourselves. We played in all 5 pools until sunset. We love that this resort had its own private beach and a little playground for kids. The next morning, we headed out to explore. One really cool thing about Panama City is the airport, the downtown, the hotels, and the Panama Canal are all in one area. We were on our way to the Panama Canal, but before we got there, we stopped into a mall for something to eat. In a lot of ways, Panama reminded us of America. Panama had the same types of stores and resources that we would see at home. While driving to the canal, we got stopped by this train. But it wasn't just any train, it was the Panama Canal Railway Company. This railway transports products from the Pacific to the Atlantic Ocean. It originally began operating in 1855, way before the Panama Canal was built. This railway was actually an integral part of the construction of the canal. We're here at the Miraflores Visitor Center to see the Panama Canal. Dad is buying tickets right now. When you enter the Visitor Center, there is a museum that explains the history of the Panama Canal. We could see the Panama Canal from the Visitor Center, but we were headed up to the viewing deck. As we were going up, Sage noticed that there was a ship pulling up to the locks. Look at they're pulling in one right now.
Yep.
There's a ship coming through.
Go up to the 4th floor right away so you can see it.
So we skipped through the museum and raced up to the viewing deck.
That's big.
We got there just in time. There was one massive ship moving through the canal. The Panama Canal is a man-made waterway that connects the Pacific and the Atlantic Ocean. It allows ships to cross into the Atlantic Ocean without having to travel all the way around South America. It was one of the largest and most difficult engineering projects ever undertaken. Due to the change in elevation throughout the canal, water will not naturally stay deep enough for the ships to pass through. These locks were built to control the depth of the water as the ships crossed through the canal. The ships pass through each lock one at a time. The lock is starting to open, but it moves very slow. Due to the complicated process of passing through the canal, only about 40 ships a day can pass through. We sped up this clip to show the locks opening. It didn't actually open this fast. Once the lock was open, the ships began to move through. Again, this is a very slow process. There were these little carts that actually pulled the ship through. It takes each ship 8 to 10 hours to pass through the canal. Seeing this incredible process brought history and real life together in a way we will never forget. This is the Panama Canal. We watched the massive ship pass through, and we watched the lock close behind it so it could prepare for the next ship. Afterwards, we walked back through the museum that we had raced through prior. Following our canal visit, we went to Panama City's historic district, Casco Viejo. We came here to walk around, view the pretty buildings, and have lunch. This area was settled in 1671 and had amazing historic architecture. Then we stopped in to have some lunch. We're eating churros, just like in Paris. We are going to eat a churro with chocolates. When we got back to the hotel, we did some relaxing and enjoyed the resort's amenities. We really liked this swing until this happened. But we eventually figured it out. We enjoyed some time on the Westin's beach and went to go play on the resort's trampoline. This was a really nice touch. See those lights out there? Those are actually ships waiting to pass through the Panama Canal. At night, it actually looks like a city in the middle of the ocean. One of the most unique things about the beach near the Panama Canal is how far the tide goes out. This is the same beach we were on yesterday. But in the morning, it looks like this. It's not very picturesque, but it's a really cool place to explore. We were literally walking on the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. We walked out as far as we could. It was pretty neat. We of course spent some more time at the pool, and when we went up to our room, we had a little surprise for us.
Oh my gosh! It's either game and this is yours!
That evening, we did some homeschool with our dad before bed.
We're having a classroom discussion.
I see that.
Alright, now you got 7 more questions to answer on your own. I showed you how to do it.
Where can we find the answer?
In your text.
The next day, we went back into the city. We went to a hospital to get our COVID test for our upcoming travel day. We had lunch in a restaurant in a local mall, and even went to a park to walk around and enjoy this beautiful weather. But this wasn't the main event for the day. We changed into some nicer outfits for one incredible dining experience. After dinner tonight, there's going to be a dance show.
I can't wait to see this yacht roll.
It's been going on for 40 years. This restaurant was so authentic. This restaurant brought Panamanian culture and history to life. That's really good. Hot a little bit though. The food was all local cuisine and very, very good. I ordered chicken with rice, and I ordered a basic Caesar salad, and Mom ordered a tamale. Sage got a passion fruit juice, which is also called Maracujá. We are having traditional carrot cake and lime. And just as we were finishing dinner, the spectacular show began. This show highlights all the traditional dances and Panamanian history. Tanaja's restaurant has these performances on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday nights. It is recommended to make a reservation ahead of time. We actually had the hotel staff at the Westin make a reservation for us, and it was no problem. If you can't tell, we definitely recommend coming to this restaurant because the show is so much fun. After the show, Sage and I went up to take some pictures with the dancers.
What did you think of the show?
This was a very interesting show that showed history and culture. The music and dancing was very beautiful and I loved their costumes. After one entertaining night, we headed back to the hotel. Your stars will be gone. The next morning, we played on the trampoline and did some schoolwork with the intention of flying out that day. But that just didn't happen. So our flight just got canceled 4 hours before departure, and we're just doing our dad's assignment for today. And then we might hit the pool.
How's your assignment going?
Good. First page, second page. I still have 6 more to go, but it's going good. This is Dad trying to rebook hotels, cars, flights, so it all matches up again. We may seem rather unfazed that our flight was just canceled. That's because we've had so many travel interruptions at this point that it kind of doesn't bother us. Can Lorelai and I go get in line for the water slide? Okay. Hey Lorelai, we're gonna... Our original travel plan was to fly from Panama to Miami and then Miami to Guatemala. It may seem weird that we weren't flying from Panama to Guatemala direct, but that's because there were limited flight options due to COVID. Dad had to reschedule both flights, but he was having trouble getting a hold of American Airlines. So while Dad was travel planning, we went out to go play. And apparently that day, because it was a Saturday, they brought in this big water slide. To put it lightly, we were very happy that our flight got delayed. I'm having a tamale for breakfast. Now I'm gonna try it. Here's the update. Dad finally got a hold of American Airlines at 2 a.m. He rescheduled our flight to Miami for today, and then we'll fly to Guatemala tomorrow. We just had to do another COVID test because our flight got delayed, and our old test was no longer valid. So here we are at the hospital to redo our test. The hospital here is also a mall. So while we wait for our results, we're gonna walk around the mall. Due to the flight cancellation, it caused a big dilemma with our COVID test. Our COVID test for entry into the United States was only valid for 24 hours. So on our last day in Panama, we found ourselves back at the testing center to get another COVID test. Once our COVID test results came to our email, we headed to the airport to get checked in for our flight. We're finally in the airport, all checked in and getting something to eat. Before we knew it, we were on our way. See you in Guatemala! Welcome to Guatemala! We're gonna ride these horses up to the top of the volcano. This volcano is actually smoking. Thanks for watching! Make sure to subscribe and like